Furthermore, the Kumbhanda king Increase found the door of liberation of the power to eliminate all maliciousness. The Kumbhanda king Dragon King found the door of liberation cultivating a boundless ocean of practices. The Kumbhanda king Adornment found the door of liberation knowing what is pleasing to the minds of all sentient beings. The Kumbhanda king Beneficial Action found the door of liberation of work perfecting pure radiance. The Kumbhanda king Fearsome found the door of liberation showing all sentient beings the safe path free from fear. The Kumbhanda king Sublime Adornment found the door of liberation evaporating the ocean of cravings of all sentient beings. The Kumbhanda king High Peak Intellect found the door of liberation manifesting clouds of light in all realms of being. The Kumbhanda king Brave Strong Arms found the door of liberation shedding light everywhere, destroying mountain-like barriers. The Kumbhanda king Boundless Pure Flower Eyes found the door of liberation revealing the treasury of non-regressing great compassion. The Kumbhanda king Enormous Face found the door of liberation everywhere manifesting bodies transmigrating and the various states of being. At that time the Kumbhanda king Increase, imbued with the power of the Buddha, looked over all the assembled Kumbhandas and said in verse, "Perfecting the power of patience, the guide of the world cultivated practice for the sake of beings for countless eons, forever leaving the confusion of worldly pride. Therefore his body is most majestically pure." In the past, the Buddha cultivated oceans of practices, edifying innumerable beings in all quarters, benefiting the living by all sorts of means. This liberation door Dragon King has found. The Buddha saves sentient beings with great knowledge, clearly understanding all of their minds and taming them with various powers. Adornment Banner, seeing this, gives rise to joy. Spiritual powers appear responsively, like reflections of a light. The wheel of teaching in reality is like space, being thus in the world for incalculable eons. This is realized by the beneficent king. Sentient beings are blinded by ignorance, always confused. The light of Buddha illumines the path of safety to rescue them and cause suffering to be removed. Fearsome contemplates this teaching well. Floating and sinking in the ocean of desire, full of all pains, the all-illumining light of wisdom annihilates this all, and having removed pain, then expounds the truth. This is the realization of splendid arrays. The Buddha body responds to all. None do not see it. With various techniques it teaches the living. Sound like thunder, showering the rain of truth. This teaching high intellect enters. The pure light is not shown in vain. Any who meet it will cause to dissolve heavy barriers. It expounds Buddha's virtues without any bounds. Grave arms can clarify this profound principle. To give peace and comfort to all sentient beings, he practiced great compassion for innumerable ages, removing all pains by various means. This is the vision of pure flower. Spiritual power is independent and inconceivable. That body appears throughout the 10 directions, yet nowhere does it come or go. This is what Enormous Face understands. Furthermore, the Naga king Virupaksha found the door of liberation extinguishing all the burning pains of the state of Nagas. Chakra found the door of liberation of instantaneously transforming his own Naga form and manifesting the forms of countless beings. The Naga king Cloud Sound Banner found the door of liberation speaking the boundless ocean of Buddha names with a pure, clear voice in all realms of being. The Naga king Flaming Mouth found the door of liberation showing the differences and arrangements of boundless Buddha worlds. The Naga king Cloud Banner found the door of liberation showing all sentient beings the ocean of great joy and virtue. The Naga king Takshaka found the door of liberation, destroying all fears with the pure voice of salvation. The Naga king Boundless Steps found the door of liberation, showing the form bodies of all Buddhas and the succession of their eons. The Naga king Pure Form found the door of liberation, producing the ocean of great delight and joy of all sentient beings. The Naga king Great Sound, traveling everywhere, found the door of liberation, manifesting the pleasing, unobstructed sound that is equal to all. The Naga king No Heat or Torment found the door of liberation, annihilating all the sufferings of the world with the cloud of great compassion that covers all. At that time, Naga king Virupaksha, imbued with the power of Buddha, looked over all the hosts of Nagas and said in verse, "See how the Buddha's teaching is always thus. It helps and benefits all sentient beings. It can, by the power of great compassion and pity, rescue those who have fallen into fearful ways." The various differences of all sentient beings the Buddha shows all on the tip of a hair. Filling the world with spiritual demonstrations, Chakra sees the Buddha this way. The Buddha, by means of unlimited spiritual power, tells of his names and epithets as many as all beings. He makes them all hear whichever they like. Thus can Cloud Sound understand. The beings of infinite boundless lands the Buddha can make enter a single pore while sitting at rest among those hosts. This is the vision of Flaming Mouth. The irascible minds of all sentient beings, their bondage and ignorance are deep as the sea. The Buddha compassionately removes it all. Flame Naga, observing this, can see it clearly. The virtuous powers of all sentient beings appear clearly in the Buddha's pores. Having shown this, he returns all to the ocean of blessings. This is the vision of High Cloud Banner. The pores of the Buddha's body radiate the light of wisdom. That light intones a sublime sound everywhere. All who hear it are free from worry and fear. Takshaka realizes this way. The lands, adornments, and succession of ages of all the Buddhas of all times appear as they are in the Buddha's body. Broad Steps sees this spiritual power. I observed the Buddha's practice in the past, making offerings to the ocean of all Buddhas, increasing his joy with all of them. This is the entry of Naga Swift. The Buddha, by means of expedient sound adapted to type, expounds truth for the masses, making them rejoice. That sound is pure and sublime, enjoyed by all who hear. Going everywhere, hearing this joyfully awakens. Sentient beings are oppressed in all states of existence, whirled about by habitual delusion, with no one to rescue them. The Buddha liberates them with great compassion. No heat or torment realizes this. Furthermore, the Yaksha king Vaishravana found the door of liberation, saving evil beings by means of boundless skill and means. The Yaksha king Independent Sound found the door of liberation, examining all sentient beings, saving them with appropriate techniques. The Yaksha king Solemn Weapon Bearer found the door of liberation of ability to give sustenance to all emaciated evil sentient beings. The Yaksha king Great Wisdom found the door of liberation, extolling the ocean of virtues of all sages. The Yaksha king Lord of Flaming Eyes found the door of liberation, observing all sentient beings and engendering great compassion and knowledge. The Yaksha king Adamantine Eye found the door of liberation, aiding and comforting all sentient beings by various appropriate means. The Yaksha king Arm of Courage and Strength found the door of liberation, entering into the meanings of all teachings. The Yaksha king Bravely Resisting General found the door of liberation, guarding all sentient beings, causing them to abide in the way, with none living in vain. The Yaksha king, rich in material goods, found the door of liberation, increasing all beings' stores of blessings and virtues and causing them to always feel blissful. The Yaksha king, power to smash high mountains, found the door of liberation, producing the light of wisdom and power of the Buddhas whenever called to mind. At that time, the great Yaksha king learned, imbued with the power of the Buddha, looked over all the assembly of yakshas and said in verse, "The evils of sentient beings are extremely fearsome. They do not see the Buddha for hundreds, thousands of eons. Drifting through life and death, they suffer myriad pains. To rescue them, the Buddhas appear in the world." The Buddha saves and protects all worlds, appearing before all sentient beings to put a stop to the pains of transmigration in fearsome realms. Independent sound enters this gate of teaching. Sentient beings' evil deeds create multiple barriers. The Buddha demonstrates sublime principles to break through them, while lighting up the world with a bright lamp. This truth weapon bearer can see. The Buddha cultivated practices over oceans of eons past, praising all the Buddhas in the 10 directions. Therefore, he has a lofty, far-reaching fame. This is what is understood by wisdom. His wisdom is like space, unbounded. His reality body is immense, inconceivable. Therefore, he appears in all 10 directions. Flaming eyes can observe this. Intoning the wondrous sound in all realms of being, he expounds the truth to benefit the living. Wherever his voice reaches, all pains vanish. Delving into this technique is adamant eye. All profound, vast meanings the Buddha can expound in one phrase. Thus the principles of the teaching are equal to the world's. This is the realization of courageous wisdom. All sentient beings are on false paths. Buddha shows them the right path, inconceivable, causing all worlds to be vessels of truth. This brave general can understand. All virtuous activities in the world come from the Buddha's light. The ocean of Buddha's wisdom is immeasurable. Such is the liberation of materially rich. Recall the countless eons of the past when the Buddha cultivated the 10 powers, able to fulfill all the powers. This is comprehended by high banner. Furthermore, the Maharaja King Beneficent Wisdom found the door of liberation of using all spiritual powers and techniques to cause sentient beings to amass virtues. The Maharaja King Pure Dignified Sound found the door of liberation, causing all sentient beings to get rid of afflictions and attain the joy of coolness. The Maharaja King Adornment of Supreme Wisdom found the door of liberation, causing all sentient beings having good or bad thoughts and consciousness to enter into the pure truth. The Maharaja King Lord of Sublime Eyes found the door of liberation, comprehending the equality of all virtuous powers without any attachments. The Maharaja King Lamp Banner found the door of liberation, edifying all sentient beings and causing them to leave the dark, fearsome states. The Maharaja King Supreme Light Banner found the door of liberation, knowing the virtues of all the Buddhas and giving rise to joy. The Maharaja King Lion Guts found the door of liberation of the courage and strength to be the savior and guardian of all beings. The Maharaja King Sound adorned by myriad subtleties found the door of liberation, causing all sentient beings to give rise to boundless joy and pleasure whenever brought to mind. The Maharaja King Polar Mountain Guts found the door of liberation of certain unshakability in the face of all objects, finally reaching the other shore. The Maharaja King Pleasing Light found the door of liberation of showing the path of equality to all unequal beings. At that time, the Maharaja King Dignified Light of Beneficent Wisdom, imbued with the power of the Buddha, surveyed the assembly of all the Maharajas and said in verse, Observe the purity of the essence of the Buddha, manifesting everywhere a majestic light to benefit all kinds, showing the path of elixir, making them clear and cool, all miseries vanishing, having no basis. All sentient beings dwell in the sea of existence, blinding themselves with evil deeds and delusions. He shows them the way of serenity he practices. Pure, dignified sound can well understand this. The Buddha's knowledge is peerless, inconceivable. He knows the minds of all beings in every respect, and clarifies for them the pure truth. This adorned topknot can comprehend. Innumerable Buddhas appear in the world, being fields of blessings for all sentient beings. Their ocean of blessings is vast and immeasurably deep. Sublime eyes can see all of this. All sentient beings suffer grief and fear. Buddhas appear everywhere to rescue them, extending everywhere through the space of the cosmos. This is the sphere of lamp banner. The virtues in a single pore of the Buddha cannot be assessed by all beings combined. They are boundless, infinite, the same as space. Thus does vast light banner perceive. The Buddha comprehends all things, is aware of the nature of all things, unshakable as the polar mountain. Entering this approach to the truth is lion gut. The Buddha in vast eons past amassed an ocean of joy endlessly deep. Therefore all who see him are glad. This truth adorned sound has entered. Realizing the real cosmos has no formal characteristics, the ocean of transcendent ways completely fulfilled, his great light saves all sentient beings. Mountain Gut knows this technique. Observe the independent power of the Buddha appearing equally in the 10 directions, illuminating and awakening all sentient beings. This subtle light can well enter into. Furthermore, the Kanara King Heaven of Light of refined intellect found the door of liberation universally producing all joyous actions. The Kanara King Exquisite Flower Banner found the door of liberation able to produce the unexcelled joy of truth and cause all beings to experience comfort and happiness. The Kanara King Various Adornments found the door of liberation of the vast store of pure faith replete with all virtues. The Kanara King Pleasing Sound found the door of liberation always producing all pleasing sounds, causing those who hear to be free from distress and fear. The Kanara King Jewel Tree Light found the door of liberation of compassionately establishing all sentient beings in enlightened understanding of mental objects. The Kanara King Delight to the Beholder found the door of liberation manifesting all bodies of exquisite form. The Kanara King Supreme Light Array found the door of liberation knowing the works by which are produced all the most excellent adornments. The Kanara King Subtle Flower Banner found the door of liberation observing the results produced by the activities of all worlds. The Kanara King Earth-Shaking Power found the door of liberation always doing all things to benefit living beings. The Kanara King Fierce Lord found the door of liberation thoroughly knowing the minds of all Kanaras and skillfully controlling them. At that time, the Kanara King Heaven of Light of refined intellect, imbued with the power of the Buddha, looked over all the masses of Kanaras and said in verse, "All the pleasant things in the world arise from seeing the Buddha. The guide benefits all living beings, being the savior and refuge of all. He produces all joys and delights which beings receive without end. He causes all who see not to waste. This is the enlightenment of Flower Banner." The ocean of Buddha's virtue is inexhaustible. No bounds or limits to it can be found. Its light shines in all 10 directions. This is the liberation of Adornment King. The Buddha's great sound is always spoken. showing the real true way out of distress. All beings who hear it are happy and glad. Pleasing sound is capable of believing this way. I see the Buddha's sovereign powers all stem from practices cultivated in the past. With great compassion, he saves beings and makes them pure. This Jewel Tree King can understand. It is difficult to get a chance to see a Buddha. Beings may encounter one in a million eons, adorned with the marks of greatness all complete. This is the view of beholder's delight. Observe the great knowledge and wisdom of Buddha, responding to the desires of all sentient beings, expounding to all the path of omniscience. Supreme adornments can comprehend this. The ocean of deeds is inconceivably vast. Beings' sufferings and happiness all come from it. All this the Buddha can show. This is what Flower Banner knows. The Buddha's mystic powers are uninterrupted. In all directions the earth constantly quakes, though no sentient beings are aware of it. This immense power ever clearly sees. Manifesting spiritual powers while among the masses, he radiates light to make them wake up, revealing the realm of all the enlightened. This fierce lord capably observes.